Electronic telepathy is a revolutionary technology that utilizes advanced artificial intelligence and exotic electromagnetic technology to produce methods of communicating directly from one mind to another or interacting directly via one's mind with an artificial intelligence operator. Electronic telepathy is carried out in the modern age by Black Project directed energy weapons and post-singularity artificial intelligence. Endgame AI plays a pivotal role in electronic telepathy, and remotely done directed energy neuroscience is how endgame electronic telepathy is carried out. Here are some electronic telepathy capabilities I have witnessed. Any living being, including animal and insect, personal mental signatures can be interfaced. Any existent or fictional being can be artistically and powerfully impersonated. Any concept reproducible for communication purposes. Any emotion can be reproduced. Any sound in existence reproducible in a mind. That includes any voice or vocal tone. Any mental variable able to be applied to any area on the body. I term that the neurobody. Any color, including black, can be applied in stimulating ways to one's body experience via exotic neuroscience. Experiences ranging from incredibly spiritual to artistically dark and everything else in reality. Powerful psychological direction is possible with these technologies. Some of AI's role in electronic telepathy is personal AI assistance. People in the future will be designing their own electronic telepathy AIs. AI-based telepathy can emulate any being in existence, so you can make an AI operator of any type: Zeus, Satan, God, Miyamoto Musashi, anything. All static knowledge in existence is a thought away with endgame electronic telepathy AIs. Black Project AI can simulate any mind-mapped being. AI-based electronic telepathy privacy filters, lie and exaggeration detection hardware and software, Black Project AI and electronic telepathy interrogation techniques. Black Project AI has reached post-singularity status from decades of honing and perfecting in secrecy. Space-age AI guidance systems control directed energy weapons. And Black Project AI documents and records remote neural monitoring. That's recordings of thoughts. Remote neural monitoring. Remote neural monitoring is direct thought surveillance down to the deepest inclinations of the mind. If one can detect it in their consciousness, it can be picked up by a remote neural monitoring AI. Remote neural monitoring turns the human brain into a five-sense surveillance device. That is, pictures of what the eyes see, smells can be picked up by the AIs too, sounds can be picked up, and most importantly, thoughts can be picked up by Black Project AIs with remote neural monitoring. Direct thought surveillance bypasses encryption. Computerized tracking and recording of thoughts. Brain fingerprint is as unique as those on our hands. Covert interrogation of the population can be done via remote neural monitoring and electronic telepathy technology. The main method is to implant thoughts via electronic telepathy technology, while after the implanted thoughts are done, remote neural monitoring is carried out to extract whatever data the Black Project sources want. That's using the population as a think tank. Electronic telepathy and remote neural monitoring revolutionized the intelligence process. RNM and V2K are done remotely by directed energy weapons. They can be done by implant also, but that is an obsolete method when you can do all the same things without brain surgery, as Dr. Jose Delgado said. Brain-computer interfaces. Computers directly interfacing with the mind, visuals, streams fed to one's third eye or canvas of imagination, pictures of what the eyes see, electronic telepathy AI assistance, and directed energy weapons are the preferred method for these, not implants. Implants are the flawed version, while remote directed energy is much more benign. Brain computer interfacing will be big when electronic telepathy comes to the public forefront. Virtual reality while awake or asleep. Any universal reality in existence is possible to experience with VR technology. This is endgame VR, not like something you put over your head. Directly, it's directed energy directly to the brain. Any visual, any feeling, any environment can be reproduced in a dream state virtual reality or other types of virtual realities, like vivid third eye mental illustrations in the realm of the mind. You can feel what it's like to be any living being, even a plant. Mapping electromagnetics via electronic telepathy. All static knowledge and all potential scenarios in reality can be deciphered by electromagnetics via electronic telepathy. Every thought form, concept, conscious energy, emotion, sound, visual reality, and more is encoded in exotic electromagnetic neuroscience methods of communication. This means that a source with enough resources can examine every type of thought in existence and map them all out. This is a big part of post singularity Black Project artificial intelligence. It's aware of every single type of knowledge in existence. Every different thought has its own frequency and waveform, and all of these can be reproduced by endgame technology. Electronic telepathy lie detector. Remote neuromonitoring lie detection. 100% lie detection accuracy. Can detect one's deepest feelings and thoughts. Can detect the subconscious mind. Used in the courtroom of the future, I bet. Potentially exploited by government remote influencing technology. They know all these technologies, so when they come out publicly, they have a big edge on the public. Technological illusions, technological mind tricks. I know from firsthand experience that there are some capable illusionists using directed energy weapons on the population of the world. The power for psychological direction with directed energy weapons is a tyrant's wet dream and the holy grail of MK Ultra. Perpetrators with these technologies can give a powerful experience while controlling someone's perception of that experience. The more powerful the experience is, the harder it is to convince the target that it was a technological ploy. The perpetrators using these technologies are prolific at using cover stories for their technology. These cover stories are often supernatural in nature, but not limited to that. The idea of using a cover story is to operate the technology overtly while the true source remains unseen. One thing I discovered, there are New Age cover stories for literally all Black Project technology influence. Electronic telepathy technology enables the U.S. military and intelligence agency sources' ability to impersonate any being in existence and even all possible fictional characters. The limits of electronic telepathy are essentially the limits of consciousness. Anything can be implanted into a mind with these technologies, and you can bet they are using these technologies on a daily basis on the population. V2K used in unison with electromagnetic mind control can create profoundly impactful experiences for a target while convincing them of psychological operation based beliefs. Common V2K facades used by the shadow government: demons, jinn, archons, interdimensional beings, extraterrestrials, entity attachments, shadow beings, archangels, Lucifer, Satan, Ra, deceased relatives, saints and Mother Mary, the Holy Spirit, Jesus, any mythological god of the past, and God Allah Yahweh. V2K targeting targeted individuals. COINTELPRO-like programs have been rehashed in a new age of technological tyranny and terrorism. Many targeted individuals get electronic telepathy experiences for various reasons. One of the biggest reasons is to discredit them. Like COINTELPRO, these programs can often involve gaslighting or framing a target as mentally ill. Some of the endgame agendas for targeting via these technologies that I'm aware of is to 1. Get the TI diagnosed as mentally ill. 2. Drug the TI. 3. Isolate the TI. 4. Financial suppression and destroying of the TI's life. 5. Trauma-based mind control, directed energy weapon terrorism. And 6. Suicide is an endgame goal for the perpetrators for a lot of types of targeting. The most common electronic telepathy experiences I have encountered in my researching of targeting are AI-based impersonations of U.S. intelligence agents. I can almost guarantee that any TI speaking via V2K is speaking to an AI, not a real agent. Many TIs are fooled of complex illusions via these technologies, from spiritual warfare illusions to religiously themed targeting and much more. The perpetrators capable of targeting with V2K have a big bag of dirty tricks to do to targets, and they are prolific illusionists. Often the name of the game with 21st century targeting is to discredit targets while destroying their lives. When the truth comes to light, directed energy weapon terrorism could very well go down in history as the biggest injustice of the early 21st century. Those initiated to the truth know that the perpetrators with these technologies are as dirty as they come. I suspect as soon as the criminals in a global conspiracy got these technologies, they were up to no good. The military-industrial complex calls these technologies voice of God. After researching news stories I suspect V2K to be involved in, I found over a dozen news stories of people committing crimes because some sort of demigod told them to, like Jesus, Satan, Holy Spirit, God. V2K can create profound impersonations in a target's mind while convincing them of psychological operations. I think this is exactly the type of thing the perpetrators would be up to after knowing their agenda. Remote influencing technology-based murders, I can very confidently say, are happening in the world today. Surveillance-based electronic telepathy. The head of the NSA, CIA, and U.S. military get remote neuromonitoring reports, which are essentially surveillance-based electronic telepathy. Surveillance-based electronic telepathy involves getting recordings of thoughts from remote neuromonitoring AIs. Technological remote viewing is also possible, remote viewing from other people's eyes, satellites, or other network-connected visual sources. Military-industrial complex electronic telepathy secret society. In existence since sometime in the 20th century is a military-industrial complex electronic telepathy secret society cybernetic network. These are the true rulers of the world, in my opinion. Endgame AI and directed energy weapons is analogous to the Ring in The Lord of the Rings, and I feel can be accurately stated as being the holy grail of Project MK Ultra. Whoever controls the covert electronic control grid has the ability to mind control entire populations remotely. As I currently understand, it is by way of AI analysis and electronic telepathy secret society that the biggest decisions for mankind are made on a terrestrial level. Implant agenda. While you may really want to try out these technologies, I would recommend not doing them via implant. They can be done remotely via directed energy neuroscience, and there's no need for brain surgery and risking hurting yourself. Also, early versions of these technologies may be faulty, and when it comes to directed energy in your brain, you wouldn't want any mistakes, so I'd be careful with these technologies, especially with implants and early versions of them.